Hello folks, Oilfield Cotton here. We're setting out lines today for the 2023 alligator season. I thought I'd stop for a few minutes and just answer some questions that y'all might have and some of the questions I've gotten over the years. Number one question, what's the difference between alligator hunting in North Louisiana versus South Louisiana? Well, in North Louisiana, we all put in for a lottery. It's mostly all the public lakes and the wildlife refuges in North Louisiana. They determine how many people they want to select from each place. They select that many people. If you get selected, you get 3 tags per person. But in South Louisiana, they base it off of acreage. How much waterfront property that you got. You can sign leases with other people. It's based more off of acreage than it is a lottery system like we have up here. So if you don't get drawn for the lottery in North Louisiana, unfortunately you can't hunt alligators that year. Alright, question number 2. What do you look for when you try to set your alligator lines? Well, the first thing I look for is, does anybody else have a line there? The last thing you want to do is set your line on top of somebody else's. That's just bad etiquette. Just like duck hunting in public, you know, you don't want to set up on top of somebody. So first thing I do is I look for if anybody got any lines or flagging. Sometimes people don't flag their lines, which they're supposed to, but sometimes they don't, so you got to look pretty hard. Make sure you don't see any ropes hanging from nearby trees dangling in the water. So that's the first thing that I look for. The second thing is open water, no vegetation, no grass. Alligators can get their rope wrapped around it, then they'll drown. Sometimes it's 24 hours before you check your lines again. You don't want your alligator to drown before you get there. You want it to be alive. Just like anything else, it sits dead too long, the meat ruins, the hide ruins. It's a ruined alligator and you still have to tag it anyway. So the best thing to do is, cypress knees are bad too. Any vegetation or anything sticking above the water that they can wrap around and get hung up and underwater and choke, brush, treetops, anything like that. You want to avoid those areas. You want a nice clean area around the tree that you're going to hang the line on, and if it's got a nice bank, that's also good. The best thing they can do is go up on the bank. That way you already see them when you drive up, you know what you got, and you know they can't drown obviously if they're on the bank. So a nice clear path to the bank is usually a good thing. Question number 3, how long have you been alligator hunting? I started alligator hunting when I was 22 years old. I am currently 40, so 18 years I've been gator hunting. I knew nothing when I first started. My dad never went alligator hunting. I had learned from some buddies at work. They took me, and then it just kind of grew from there. I loved it from the start. I love it every year. It's almost like my Christmas when it starts. Most time I'm at work opening day and I'm counting the days down till I can get home and hang some lines and see if I can't catch me some old alligators. But 18 years I've been hunting alligators. Question 4, how far apart do you hang your lines? Alright, well, when I was in South Louisiana and we had 145 tags, I would space them about 150 yards apart. When I'm out on public water, public lake like this, quarter mile apart, I mean, you only get 2 tags or 2 lines per tag, so you want to kind of spread it out. If you see a big alligator in the area, and you know you might want to hang one on one side of the lake and one on the other, or river or refuge or wherever you happen to be hunting at. But yeah, about a quarter mile apart usually is what I do. You don't want them too close. A big alligator's territorial, so he's done chased off all the little ones. Of course, we're after the bigger ones. Sometimes we do catch the small ones, and it's unfortunate, but you know, you got to take what you get. The smaller ones do taste better. And question number 5, the most asked question, what do you do with the alligators after you catch them? Well, that's a good question. When I first started back 18 years ago, there were several buyers in the area in North Louisiana, about 5 or 6, and they bought them at a price. Anything over 9 foot at that time was $45 a foot, which is a really good price. So a 10-foot alligator back then was 450 bucks. 10-foot alligator now is about, I don't know, $200 maybe. But you got to drive all the way to South Louisiana to do it. To my knowledge, there's nobody in North Louisiana anymore that buys alligators, at least around my area anyway, that buys wild alligators anymore. So now you're on to cleaning them yourself. So I skin it myself. I bury the hide because that's what the state wants you to do with it. If you're not going to keep the hide, you bury the hide. Now, I get asked all the time, why don't you sell it? Well, there's a lot of things that go into selling alligator hides, and I don't have the time or the license or all the money to do all that. So I just skin them for the meat, and I bury the hide as per what the state requires you to do to destroy it. So that's basically what I do. I catch them and I eat them. I catch them, I clean them, and I eat them. Back when I sold them, you could trade alligator meat, which was farm raised alligator meat, for your wild alligator. So that's what I would do. I would just swap it straight up, because of course everybody wants to try alligator, right? I mean, that's the whole reason why you're out here. So yeah, cut them up in steaks. I've tried hamburgers, sausage, but mostly we just grill them or fry them. That's about the best two ways to eat them. And bonus question number 6, can I go alligator hunting with you? Well, unfortunately, no, you can't. To go alligator hunting with somebody, you either got to have the tags and your license, or you got to have a helper's license with that person's tags. Now, can you get a helper's license? Only if you live in the state of Louisiana can you get a helper's license. They don't want you taking the lottery hunts and use them as a guide service to make money off of. So you can't get a sportsman's license, you can't get a helper's license unless you live in the state of Louisiana. Now, if you owned your own land and you were getting your own tags for that land, then yes, you could guide alligator hunts, which is what they do primarily in South Louisiana, but we don't do that up here. We just do it for fun. So can you go alligator hunt with me? Unfortunately, you cannot. Maybe one day I'll get big enough to where I can buy something down south and maybe guide my own service, and that is a dream of mine. But for right now, I guess you just got to stick to watching YouTube videos of me killing some alligators. That's all I got. We're gonna go hang some more lines. Hopefully we can catch some good ones tomorrow, and y'all can see footage of that. So until next time.